Well, we're 3-1. Another dominating win. Proud of the guys, proud of the effort. But it's not all smiles. We got word that we've lost Tyreek Hill for the season. Dislocated knee. That's just going to be tough. It's going to be tough to swallow. It's going to be hard to replace a player like him. First, we lose equipment manager Danny for the season. Now we've lost Cheetah. Sometimes fantasy football, it's just not fair. All right, this week's sponsorship is Mattress Warehouse. Even when you lose your best fantasy football player of the season, you won't lose any sleep on their mattresses. Good to that comfortable. Use code LACESOUT, and they will deliver it to you faster than Tyreek Hill hits the IR. All right, with an offensive performance like we had on Sunday, really this week's MVT could go to any number of guys. Really, I'm really happy with the way that we all played on Sunday. But I think it's time for this week's MVT of the week to go to Christian McCaffrey. Really, he could probably get it every week. He carries this team week in and week out. With Tyreek being out now, he's going to have to carry this team even more. The T feels a little heavier this week now that we're going to be moving on, without Tyreek. Christian is not here to accept this award right now. He's at the hospital visiting with Tyreek. That's the type of teammate and man he is. All right, with that, I'll open up a question for the media. Gary, I don't know how you keep getting in here week in and week out, but you ask your question. No, with Tyreek's injury, you cannot have his roster spot. No, he doesn't need your knee brace left over from the yard sale either. Another question from legitimate members of the media. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tyreek's injury is devastating. But you know what? We have no choice. This is fantasy football. This happens. I've been in this situation before. The guys in that locker room have been in this situation before. It's next man up mentality. I'm looking for guys to step up. I'm looking at you, Marvin Harrison Jr. You had a couple of good weeks this season, and then you had a couple of weeks that, honestly, I think I saw your picture on the back of a milk carton because you were MIA. Rashee Rice is eligible here in a couple weeks. He's been taking his Uber to practice every day. He's been locked in, engaged, so I'm definitely going to be counting on him. All right, other questions? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just happy to get the win this week. Coach Mara, he brought it like I knew he would. It's always good to get a division win, so sitting above him in the division now. Thankfully, we were able to send him back on a boat to the old country with an L. Other question? Yeah, got West Virginia Ringers this week. Coach Charlie Casey. Hey, let's just be real. It's no secret. I've had this date circled on my calendar for a while now. Back at the draft, he came in, picked before me, and stole my kicker. I've not forgotten about it. And, with the way his offense has been playing this year, maybe he should have used that draft selection to maybe pick someone that actually scored a touchdown. With the way his offense has been playing, I think Neighbor Gary would probably be his number one wide receiver at this point. We'll see. He's another division opponent. I love this. He's 2-2. He's a 500, and his team's played like a 500 team this year. So, we're gonna go in without Tyreek. We're gonna get the job done this week. Rest assured, our locker room will be motivated. That I promise you. That's all the questions I have time for right now. We're gonna get focused on this week. I'm going to take a look at the waiver wire, see if there's any options out there that, you can't replace a player like the Cheetah, but we got to hold it fill. We got to pick up somebody. So hopefully they can come in and make some plays for us. But, hopefully, we'll get through this week without any other injuries. But until then, to our casualties of the season so far, equipment manager Danny, the Cheetah, guys stay strong, all right?